The old man looked like he hadn't eaten in days. His coat was tattered, his shoes barely held together with string, and his eyes, tired and sunken, scanned the diner like someone lost in a foreign world. He lingered at the entrance, hesitant, while customers glanced at him, then quickly looked away. From behind the counter, Maria saw him and froze. She had seen enough hungry eyes to recognize the real ones. Not someone scamming for a free meal, but someone who truly hadn't had one in far too long. "Sir," she said gently, stepping from behind the counter with a smile that masked the ache in her feet. It had been a 10-hour shift, and she still had dishes waiting for her at home, not to mention the rent, which was already 2 weeks late. He didn't answer. Just kept standing, uncertain. "Please, sit," she urged, pointing to the booth near the window. "You don't have to order anything if you're just looking to rest." The man hesitated, his lips trembling. I don't have any money," he whispered. She nodded. "That's okay. Sit down. I'll get you something warm." The man's eyes watered, and he sat slowly like he was afraid the seat might disappear if he moved too quickly. Maria went to the kitchen, scooped a generous bowl of chicken stew, grabbed fresh bread, and poured a hot cup of coffee. She placed it in front of him without a word about the cost. The man ate slowly at first, then with increasing hunger, tears falling into the bowl as he muttered quiet thank yous between bites. Maria didn't press. She just kept checking on her tables, refilled his coffee once, and let him be. What she didn't know, what she couldn't have imagined, was that everything she did that day would come back to her in ways she never expected. Maria was 27, a single mother, and had been working at the little downtown diner, Penny's Place, for almost 5 years. Life hadn't been easy. She'd had dreams once, college, maybe a nursing degree, but dreams didn't stand much of a chance when your baby's father disappears and you're left holding both the baby and the bills. Her daughter, Lily, was 6 now, bright, bubbly, and obsessed with stars and the moon. Every night, she would wait for Maria at the window, waving when she came home late. Maria always tried to smile, no matter how drained she was. Lily deserved that. But lately, even smiles were becoming hard to fake. The restaurant was struggling. Customers were dwindling. Rumors spread that the place would be sold. Maria dreaded each shift, not because she didn't want to work, but because she feared it might be her last. 2 weeks after the old man had eaten and disappeared without a word, Maria showed up for her morning shift and was met with confusion. The manager, Sharon, stood near the register, holding a piece of paper with wide eyes. "What's wrong?" Maria asked, pulling on her apron. Sharon looked up. "The restaurant has been sold," she said. "New owner takes over this week." Maria's heart dropped. She could barely afford rent. A job search now could take weeks, weeks she didn't have. I understand," Maria said quietly. "Will we be let go?" "I don't know," Sharon replied. "He's supposed to come today to meet everyone." They braced themselves, whispering guesses about who he might be. A businessman? A real estate guy? Maybe someone who would turn it into another franchise coffee shop. But when the new owner walked through the door, Maria dropped the tray in her hands. It was the old man. But now, he looked different. His beard was trimmed, his coat replaced with a sleek, dark jacket. He looked every bit like someone who belonged in a boardroom, not on the street. He scanned the diner slowly, and his eyes landed on her. Maria blinked, stunned. Was she imagining things? I believe you're the one who gave me the stew, the man said, stepping forward. She nodded cautiously, unsure of what to say. My name is Thomas Grant, he continued. And I'm the new owner of Penny's place. Silence fell across the diner. What? Sharon stammered. I bought this place, Thomas said simply. Because someone reminded me what kindness looks like. As it turned out, Thomas Grant wasn't just any man. He was a retired chef, once a celebrated name in the restaurant world. Years ago, his wife passed away, and he spiraled, sold his business, shut everyone out, and disappeared into a haze of grief. He wandered cities, sometimes sleeping in shelters, sometimes on benches. The world forgot him. But he didn't care. Until Maria. She didn't know his name, didn't care about his past, and still treated him with the dignity and warmth that reminded him of who he once was, and who he could be again. You gave me a meal when I had nothing, Thomas said. You saw me when others turned away. And now, I want to give something back. From that day on, everything changed. Thomas invested in the restaurant, not just to fix the leaky pipes or upgrade the equipment, but to bring back its soul. He kept every single staff member, raised their wages, and even added a childcare room so single mothers like Maria didn't have to choose between their child and their shift. He gave Maria a promotion, shift lead, and encouraged her to take night classes. I know nursing was your dream, he said one evening. Don't let go of it. And Maria, for the first time in years, cried tears not of pain or fear, but of hope. She enrolled in community college that fall. Months later, the diner was thriving. People came from all over to support the place, where kindness came back around. A local newspaper did a feature. Then a viral blog post. And suddenly, Penny's place wasn't just a diner anymore, it was a symbol. Lily would sit in the new kids' room, drawing constellations while Maria worked. She told everyone her mom was a superhero. And maybe, in a way, she was. One night, just before closing, Maria and Thomas sat together in the quiet of the diner, sipping coffee. I still can't believe it, she said. That day you walked in. I never imagined you'd be, you. Thomas smiled gently. Neither did I. He paused. You saved me, Maria. Not just with the food, but with your heart. In a world that had forgotten me, you remembered what it meant to care. She blinked back tears. You saved me, too. In a way I didn't even know I needed. They sat in silence for a moment, watching the lights flicker gently across the walls. And then Thomas added, kindness, it always finds its way back. You gave it freely, and it returned to you multiplied. Never underestimate the impact of a single act of kindness. You may think you're just helping someone get through their day, but you might be helping them get back their life.